Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a long winter, but we are back here on YouTube with In the Dirt for 2023. My name is Tim Baltz. Glad you could join us here once again for our brand new season. Of course, we would like to thank some of our great sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't have this show. Of course, we want to thank Disaster RX DKI, Rideau Acres Campground, Draper Doors, and Alexandria Home Hardware. Well, look around here. We are at the beautiful Draper Doors Motorsports Complex here, and it is a beautiful site. There's race cars, and this is where Kalen and Tristan Draper, of course, they fine-tune their machines for their weekly racing program every Saturday and Sunday night. We got a lot of racing action to cover as Mother Nature, of course, did claim a few wins over the weekend, but of course we have a few results we're going to get through to you here, so stay tuned, stick around. We'll be back with a little more of those. Also, we're going to chat with the driver of the number 01 358 Modified, that being Chris Rabi. We'll talk about his season and how things went last year and how things are currently going this year. So stick around. We're back. In the Dirt returns next.
Rideau Acres is the place to be.
It's that time of year. Time to plan your vacations and weekend fun. Why not book now for your camping and RVing at Rideau Acres Family Campground, Eastern Ontario's full-service camping facility, located on a UNESCO World Heritage Site known as the Rideau Canal, on a series of lakes joined by lock systems that links Kingston to Canada's capital city, Ottawa. Rideau Acres is only 10 minutes from downtown historic Kingston. Here's what Rideau Acres has to offer you and your family when you visit: the spacious pull-through campsites, trailers, and motorhomes, the swimming pool staffed with lifeguards, a beautiful beach to enjoy for a relaxing afternoon of fun and family, excellent fishing on Colonel By Lake, a boat docking facility for your fishing or pleasure craft, boats, canoes, and kayaks available for rent, a beautiful banquet hall for weddings or meetings to fit any occasion, 136 acres of outdoor adventure, hiking, biking, playground, swimming, fishing, horseshoes, basketball, and so much more. Make Rideau Acres your camping destination this year. You better book now. We're filling up fast. Visit RideauAcres.com or call 613-546-2711.
Rideau Acres is the place to be. Come on out, you'll see, at the gated community.
Well, welcome back to In the Dirt, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you very much for joining us once again. As we talked about at the top of the show, we do have a lot of racing results to get to, despite Mother Nature becoming a factor this past weekend, but we do have some results, so let's get down to it, shall we? Brockville Speedway, unfortunately, rain ruined the chances for Ryan Arbethon and other drivers to get their second wins of the season. They'll be back this coming Saturday night with a full program. K&M Speedway, steady rains halted their racing efforts as well, and we'll be back over there on June the 2nd. We're off this coming Memorial Day weekend over there in Lafargeville, New York, but we're back on June the 2nd. Mohawk International Raceway, defending track champion Chris Rabi won the 358 modified feature, and it was Cedric Govro victorious in the Sportsman. Mark Lalonde had a good start to the weekend, picking up his first of 2 wins at Mohawk on Friday night. Well, Brighton Speedway, they unfortunately lost their program as well, but we know the Rinaldi family will be back in a couple of weeks, and they'll be ready to go for their Saturday night program in actually 1 week's time. Cornwall Speedway, Canadian Nationals 358 Modified Series. Steve Bernard, Series win number 5, puts him 1 win behind the all-time Series win leader Mario Claire on that list. Race for the Cure Sportsman Series, it was Cedric Govro picking up his first career Series win and second win of the weekend. And speaking of second wins of the weekend, Mark Lalonde picked up his second Pro Stock win on the weekend as well, so congratulations to Mark Lalonde. Autodrome Granby 358 Modified, it went to Mikel Perrot, and it was Alex Lejoie victorious in the Sportsman division. Bruno Cyr captured the Pro Stock checkered flag. Autodrome Drummond, they were off this past Saturday. Airborne, rain halted their program, but they'll be back on Saturday night with a full program coming up this weekend. Albany Saratoga Speedway Friday night, Big Block Modified feature went to Matt DiLorenzo. Sportsman action, they had 2 features there. Chad Edwards and Eric Mack collected the checker flags over there, and it was Luke Horning, the first of his 2 wins on the weekend in Dirt Car Pro Stocks. Bear Ridge Speedway, they rained out, but they'll be back this coming Saturday night with a full program featuring the Dirt Car Sportsman. Big Block Modified at the Brewerton Speedway, Larry White collected the checkered flag over there, and Brandon Carvey victorious in Dirt Car Sportsman. Fulton Speedway, well, they'll be back next Saturday. Rain halted their program, unfortunately. Glen Ridge, Lance Willix is literally on a hot streak. It was his second win in a row and fourth straight weekend that Lance Willix has picked up a 358 modified win. Zach Buff victorious in Dirt Car Sportsman, and then it was Luke Horning once again victorious in the Dirt Car Pro Stocks. Genesee Speedway, they held a special Thursday night event for the Sportsman division. Cody McPherson collected the checkered flag there. Winning didn't stop for McPherson as they went to Ransomville on Friday night, his home track, and he collected a Dirt Car Sportsman win there as well, and Matt Williamson victorious in Dirt Car 358 modifieds. Devil's Bowl Speedway in Vermont, their show was postponed on Saturday night, so they decided, what the heck, let's run it again on Sunday, shall we? And Troy Audette collected the Sportsman modified checkered flag over at the Devil's Bowl Speedway. Weed Sport Speedway, All-Star Circuit of Champions, 410 sprint cars went to Corey Eliason. Matt Shepard collected the Big Block Modified win at the port. And of course, Big Block Modified stars Larry White and Chris Heil did double duty on Sunday night, running both the 410 Sprint Car Show and the Big Block Modified. They finished 7th and 18th, respectively, in the sprint car race. Other tracks that unfortunately lost programs, it was Land of Legends, Lebanon Valley, Merrittville, Orange County, and Thunder Mountain. Well, unfortunately, those are the tracks that lost programs. We did get a lot of racing results in though, so we're really appreciative of Mother Nature allowing us to do that. We'll be right back. We're going to chat with the driver of the number 01 358 Modified, that being Chris Rabi. We're going to talk to him about his season a year ago and what he's currently doing for 2023. Stick around. In the Dirt is back in a moment.
We arrived at the building just to see from the exterior wall that the front facade was coming undone and pushing forward away from the side wall. We were just in complete shock, didn't know how this occurred.
A lot of people don't realize this, but every individual will at least have one disaster in their lifetime. And when this happens, they don't know what to do. By reaching out to a restoration professional before you have an emergency, it allows you to have some insight on what happens and what to expect. This will allow you to eliminate any kind of anxiety or stress you might go through when it happens.
The restoration company came down immediately and took the steps necessary to create a safe environment, secured the building, and that allowed the engineers to go in and figure out what the cause of the damage was and figure out our next steps from there.
Our people are fully trained and certified in all aspects of emergency response and disaster restoration. We handle everything from fire, flood, sewer backup, wind damage, tornadoes, earthquakes. Basically, we have people that are experienced in every field. There are two parts to a disaster that people don't realize. There's the emergency phase, where we come right away and stop the damages from happening. Then there's the repair phase, where we put everything back the way it was, like it never happened. And our company also offers a warranty, which will give you the comfort and peace of mind for as long as you own your property.
From the get-go, Rex and his crew were able to bring in professional contractors to come in and rebuild the building in a timely fashion. The building now looks better than ever and is up to code. They were wonderful with me, just helping me navigate through my insurance coverages, working well with the insurance company and myself. They always constantly kept me in the loop as to what was happening next. And at the end of the day, it was just the peace of mind knowing that I was in good hands.
Well, we're back here on In the Dirt for another great season of racing action. We thank you so much for joining us. Right now, we are in the shop of one of the top drivers in the Dirt Car 358 modified ranks in the Northeast, and he had a spectacular season last year. Want to run by some of the things that he did a year ago. He picked up a Big Block modified win at the Cornwall Speedway, which, by the way, paid $11,000, and that helped out tremendously for their racing program. Also picked up his second Applefest shootout at the Brighton Speedway, swept the Fall Nationals at the Brockville Speedway, and he won 3 track championships along the way at Mohawk, Brockville, and Cornwall. If I keep talking about his list of accomplishments, I think we're going to be here all day. Now it's time to go over and talk to the driver of the 01. Chris Rabi is in the house, and Chris, thanks so much for letting us into your shop today. You had an outstanding 2020-22. Talk to us a little bit how the overall season went for you. I know you're really busy.
Well, in 2022, we had really a great year, or a dream season, if you will. Anytime you can, put together wins and championships in the modified class, it's it's always a great indication of things. And to string together, 16 wins, and I think the biggest thing was that a lot of those wins, we were able to knock off a few of them there in the fall and some of the bigger shows. So, that was really rewarding for our race team. And, I think anytime you start the season, the goal is to always win a championship, but, you never really dream of winning all three in the same year. So, really just a testament to everyone on this race team, starting with, our car chief, Mark Legault, just all of our partners, and then obviously our equipment held up as well. So it was a great 2022.
Well, that's fantastic, Chris. And 2023, you've already got some races under your belt. How are things going so far this year?
For first few races there, probably started off a little bit slow over at Can-Am, but we seem to be fine-tuning things a little bit lately, and we're able to get up to Drummond last week and pick up a win there, and then picked up a win over at Mohawk. So each year it seems like everyone gets a little bit better, and technology continues to change and evolve. So things have changed a little bit there on setup, and we're just continuing to search and try to get better each week.
So it sounds like it's a good start to the season. Whereabouts are we going to see that famous 01 this year?
So we're going to run weekly at Mohawk, Plattsburgh, and then Autodrome Drummond. And I'd like to get back on the 358 tour, or at least start off on it and see how it goes. So tentatively that's the plans for right now. We're really excited to have Walker Mowers and Pro Power Canada on board for this year. I can't thank Ryan McDonald and his family enough for jumping on board, and we're excited to showcase the Walker brand and expose the racing community to their residential and commercial line of mowing equipment.
Well, Chris, I've followed your career. I actually had the opportunity to race against you in the final go-kart race that you had. I always joke with everybody, we had a great side-by-side battle back and forth all race long. Then all of a sudden the green flag came out, and it took me till almost now to finally see you again. Just wanted to talk about your career and what you've done since the age of 14. I know you were one of the youngest dirt car sportsman winners back in those days, back in 05 or 06, I believe it was. What has gone on since the age of 14, and your list of accomplishments just continues to grow?
So between sportsman, 358, and big block, I think we're starting to encroach on the 200 win mark. I think we're high 180s right now. So obviously, that's a goal over the next few years, is to eventually hit that benchmark. But you can never take things for granted, and you got to try to capitalize on every opportunity, every win that comes your way, because you never know when the tide shifts in terms of technology, or who has speed and who has chances to win. So we'll just keep trying to do the best we can, and pick off as many as we can.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining us and allowing us into your shop. You've already got a win already, a couple of wins at Mohawk and Autodrome Drummond, so let's keep that going. And it was an epic 2022, and we'll see what happens in 2023. Thanks again for joining us. We got to thank the good folks here at Draper Doors for allowing us to come in and use their fabulous racing facility around here. Just all sorts of race cars, and if you like racing, this is the place to be right here at Draper Doors. And of course, a lot of upcoming events on the current schedule as race season is kicked into high gear already. Brockville, Ontario Speedway, the opener for the Ogilvy's Triple Crown Series for the Dirt Car 358 Modified and the Dirt Car Sportsman. 50 laps for the Modifieds on Saturday night. 40 for the Sportsman. It's going to be a great show. Trailer Pro crate sprint cars will be on hand along with Dama Sportsman and the mini stocks. It's also an Outlaw 200 qualifier for the 358 Modifieds, and racing starts at 7 o'clock. Can-Am Speedway, we will be off this coming Friday night, but a full program in all 6 divisions on June the 2nd. So mark that down on your calendar, June 2nd. That is when we will be back at Can-Am. Racing starts at 7 o'clock. Mohawk, it's the 30th running of the prestigious Memorial Cup for the the Dirt Car 358 Modifieds, and it's also an opener for their 4-race series over there for the Modifieds. So we're looking forward to that as well. The Sportsmen, they'll kick off for their 4-race special series as well. We'll also have the Pro Stocks Limited Sportsman and Mini Stocks with racing at 7:30 p.m. Cornwall Speedway will have a full show. The Pro Stocks, they'll have the evening off, but the Eastern Ontario Vintage Stock Car Club will be on hand. Steve Billings and Mason Barkley won the series openers at Brockville, and racing starts at 6 o'clock over there. Brighton Speedway, a full show with crate late models, Canadian Modifieds, Thunder Stocks, Comp 4, Mini Stocks, and the popular minivans are back. Yes, they do it pretty good over there at Brighton on Saturdays. Racing starts at 7. Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh, they got a full show of the second appearance of the Dirt Car 358 Modifieds, and the guy we just talked to, Chris Rabi, he'll be in attendance over there as well. Racing starts at 7 o'clock. Autodrome Granby, it's the 358 Modified Sail Panel Series. That's going to be an interesting one, plus Sportsman Pro Stock and Sport Compact. Racing starts at 7. Brewerton Speedway is the Don Gillette Memorial for the Empire Super Sprints, plus the Big Block Modifieds. The Dirt Car Sportsmen are there as well. 4 cylinders and mod lights, they are off. Green flag drops over there at 7 o'clock. The Fulton Speedway, the Empire Super Sprints will be there for 2 straight days of racing, as they'll be at Brewerton Friday, as we mentioned. They'll be at Fulton on Saturday night. Dirt Car 358 Modified and Dirt Car Sportsman on the card, as well as Novice Sportsman and Hobby Stocks, green at 7 o'clock. Super Dirt Car Series is Sunday, May 28th. My daughter's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Sadie. Heroes Remembered 100 on Sunday at the Weed Sports Speedway. Dirt Car 358 Modified Series, they open at the Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. I'll be there calling that show on June the 4th, and it's the series debut at the Ridge, so looking forward to that. Dirt Car Sportsman, the 4 regions, we're going to talk about them real quick. June 2nd, Humberstone Speedway for the West region. Cody McPherson won the West Series opener at Ransomville on May 19th. East region, they get back going again at Glen Ridge on June 18th. Jason Gray won the series opener on May 13th at the Bear Ridge Speedway. Central region, they'll open up June 23rd at Brewerton. And Can-Am Speedway, the North region, will take place on PAMP Shootout Night on June the 28th. Dirt Car Pro Stock Series, those of you Pro Stock fans out there, the Brewerton Speedway will host the series opener on August the 14th. Well, just a few final notes to pass along to you great race fans here on In the Dirt. Jessica Power, she's been dabbling in a little bit of big block modified action. She ran the Dirt Car Nationals at Volusia, qualified for the big block modified feature at the Weed Sports Speedway on Sunday. Got into the show, that's all she wanted to do. She had a 21st place finish, so congratulations to Jessica on another successful outing. She'll be back and ready to go in her Dirt Car Sportsman this weekend. Brianna Lannister is back after the birth of her son Luca, and she came back and finished 6th in her 358 Modified season debut at Mohawk a couple of weeks ago. Chris Herbison, well, he has made the decision this year to step away from driving the race cars and focus more on the family business, Herbison Tree Service, and of course focus a little bit more on his son Jarrett Herbison's 358 Modified efforts. And talking with Chris, he thinks he might come back for a couple of one-off races throughout the year, so we look forward to seeing the 63 back on track in the near future. Mohawk International Raceway wanted to send our well wishes to their voice of the Mohawk International Raceway. Brian Page had to undergo a surgical procedure, but he's recovering quite nicely at home. He'll be back and ready to go this coming Friday night for the Memorial Cup. Talked to him about that, and he says, I'm not going to miss this show. Wants to thank Daryl Mitchell for stepping in and stepping aside from his modified role. Daryl's a fan of this show as well, so thanks to Daryl for stepping in for Pager. Sunday night, also, we wanted to pass this along to got word about this through social media. Denny Govro, a pro stock driver at Cornwall, unfortunately had to be taken to hospital due to a medical situation that happened at the Speedway. Through some social media posts, we found out that Denny is stable and doing just fine. And from all of us here in the Dirt to the Govro family, we wish them all the best of luck, and hopefully everything gets better and we see Denny back in his familiar number 72 in the Dirt Car Pro Stock ranks. Well, that wraps up this week's episode, our debut for 2023 right here on In the Dirt. Remember, if you have not done so, hit that like and subscribe button. We certainly do appreciate all of your support here in 2023. We also want to thank our great sponsors for being on hand with us and helping make this show possible. We couldn't do it without Disaster RX, DKI, Rideau Acres Campground, Draper Doors, and Alexandria Home Hardware. Again, we want to thank Tristan and Kaylin Draper for opening their doors and allowing us into this beautiful facility here at the Draper Racing headquarters right here in Harrowsmith, and we thank you so much for joining us right here on YouTube. My name is Tim Baltz. I'll see you at a racetrack near you. You've been watching In the Dirt. We'll see you soon.